Ooh. Lonoikamakahiki.
Aloha kako. Welcome to another episode of DHP, Darkside of Hawaiian Politics. Episode 52, Lonoikamakahiki. Saturday, November 14th, 2020. Aloha kakaiaka, haleo ke ave, maui nui a kama, moloka i ahina, haleo kaku i hewa, mano kalani po. Ko Hawaii pai aina. Let's get it. Moko ke ave weather for this week. North facing, today's high is 82, low 77. Your east high is 87, low 79. Out in your south, lows 77, highs 83, and your west tops out 91, and your lows 83. He'enalu mokokeave, north facing 1 to occasional 3s, your east shores flat to a foot, out in your south 1 occasional 2, and your west 1 to 2 with occasional 3, choppy weathers, windy, advisory. Be cautious out there, kako. Use your social distancing, your CDC guidelines, but make sure to celebrate Lonoikamakahiki wherever you are. Ko Hawaii Pai Aina. Let's go. Now it's Olelo no Eau. Homework.
Hey, aloha mai kako e ko Hawaii Pai Aina. Hope you all are doing great this morning, this season, the transition. Makali'i is here.
Makali'i.
Lonoikamakahiki. Just sending the blessings out across the Pai Aina to all who are in alignment with the seasons, who are celebrating, who are bringing their communities together, and who are, living the spirit of Lonoikamakahiki and allowing the fertility of the lands to guide us into the future. So today's Olelo No'eau of the day. We taking it back just a step on La 46,688. So yeah, 46,688 days since the usurpers overthrew our constitutional monarchy. Yeah, when the U.S. military and backed by some sellout traders overthrew Lili'uo Kalani and our constitutional monarchy. So 127 years, 9 months, 4 weeks, or 6,670 weeks of that injustice that we still acknowledge as the root, really, of the problems here in the fake state of Hawaii, the occupied Hawaiian Kingdom. So anyway, let's get to it today on a Muku moon, the transition of the Malamas of the lunar months, from Ikua into Velehu and into Makali'i. So Makali'i is here, guys. Yeah, it's not no Jesus coming soon. Makali'i is here, baby. So get your harvest out and share with your communities, right? Time to bring everyone closer, especially during this time where we've been strained during the majority of the coup season, yeah? So again, today's Olelo No'eau of the day. Without further ado.
Solo?
Let's take it out of the Kumukanawai, or actually before the Kumukanawai, to one of the very first kanawai of Ko Hawaii Pai Aina, or kanawai Ma Malahoi. So e nā kanaka, e malama o kou I ke akua, a e malama ho I ke kanaka nui a me ke kanaka iki. E hele ka ele makule, ka luahine, a me ke kama, a moe I ke ala. A oe he mea nāna e ho'opilikia. Heva no make. And as we know, that was the words of the great Kamehameha Pai'ea, very first Kamehameha, and the law of the splintered paddle, as we know it, and it's one of our first laws, or the first laws of Kamehameha and his kingdom, but also the first law we see in the fake state constitution. Right there on the first page.
Right on their badge.
They've adopted it, right on the badge
right
too.
on
You
your
go
badge.
outside the courthouse, they give a nice big statue of it too, right? So this is a foundational law of the Hawaiian Kingdom, regardless of the de facto settler state and their lack of jurisdiction.
Yes.
But let me just read the translation, right? O people, honor thy God, respect alike the rights of people, both great and humble. May everyone, from the old men and women to the children, be free to go forth and lie in the road, or by the roadside or pathway, without fear of harm. Break this law and die. So really, the foundational law, right? Oh, bro, we no more to paddle today, but one kawila gonna hurt. One of the foundational laws of our country, of these lands, and really the foundation of how we all tie together, our access, our ability to move freely to travel amongst Ahupua'a to Ahupua'a. And really that's what Makahiki is about as well, bringing the gods through on the Alaloa.
And having access.
And having access.
Having access
When
to give the whole kupu.
collecting the auhau for the akuas. But really, it's about free access, right, for all Kanaka. And, that is something that we are still fighting for in the fake state of Hawaii today.
There you go.
And they don't come at us with paddles. These buggers come with batons and freaking guns, right, and badges and
Those
zip
OPs
ties.
is all the DLNR, right? You see all the DLNR OPs, right? You see the Ama crab, guys, right?
There you go.
And then you get the law coming down on you.
Right.
There it is.
So if only the fake state of Hawaii and all its agencies would follow this law, Kanawai Mamalahoi, and protect the rights of Kanaka to access their ancestral lands, their national lands, their sacred places, and all of their resources that we are here to manage and malama. So started off with the Kanawai Mamalahoi, and we'll get into a little bit more of that closer to home. Some issues in Waipio and across the Pai'aina. But what we got today, cousin?
Let's get this knucklehead
Let's
ready.
throw this freaking fish on the chopping block. What we got?
First one up, right, Kako, is what we should have been having for a long time. And this is what it is. Body cams. These illegal, these sometimes illegal pullovers, right? Stopping of Hawaiian nationals traveling on the highways, right? This is when the cameras should be rolling too. Right. When people are saying they're constitutional and international laws and human rights violations. Right. Because we should see how much people are going to be brave to violate it now. Because that's where I believe a lot of fear comes from the Kanaka and other Makainana around here, is when they see the cops. I don't want to call them Maikai because they really aren't Maikai according to Kealoha and the rest of the prosecuting clan. And so people are unsafe out here, and these body cams, as you can see, as we talk in more sections throughout this episode about the Shopo suing, this is exactly why we need the body cams, because you're going to have some corrupt officers that say everything is okay, like Mrs. Ballard. You're going to say there's nobody getting arrested, nobody's getting cited 5 minutes at a spread of time for being homeless on the sit and lie ban. Right. I think these are great qualities that we need to look at.
Nobody's meeting their quota on the backs of the press.
So this week, Kako, starts at Monday, November 9th. So it's already last week, Kako. So be careful, or not be careful, I mean, you guys should be cautious, and you guys should remind these officers that, hey, is your body cam rolling? Before you decide to grab me or touch me or engage in any conversations. This is where you need to be maka'ala kako. Speak your mind. Make sure that the camera is rolling. Make sure that the AA's are active, right? Make sure there's no battery malfunction and there's no other technicalities that can come out. Make sure the camera is loaded, right? And that's what you guys can do to help ensure your safety, is make sure that that camera is rolling so you don't have to roll your Instagram or your Facebook, and make sure that these people are being held accountable. Good job, County of Hawaii, State of Hawaii. I know this hates you. I know it makes you very mad to see this, but transparency is a key to what we need to have out here. So I must give that a pass.
Well, it's about time, right?
I mean, it's hard to give passes, but body camera.
Yep. Automatic. And really, our Makai, our police officers, should be held to a higher standard than what's currently being expected, because of all the discreet and the lack of disclosure, right? So they need there needs to be full disclosure from police officers, from anyone trying to enforce a law, because what we've experienced is discrimination and selective enforcement. And Hawaiians for generations have had to endure that, right? Since the Massey case, since before that, really, the Bayonet Constitution, if you really want to go there. So, there's a lot of trauma that comes with a militarized, violent police force of a settler state, of an occupier, So for me, mahalo for busting out the cameras. Mahalo for putting some funding to the right place.
At least we don't have to record all the time.
Right,
now.
at least I can count on there being at least some footage, instead of I getting violated and I gotta record myself like a selfie.
Right.
So Mahalo for that. And
go,
next
Lutu.
one is get rid of the guns, the handcuffs, the badges, and start reforming your policy so that you can actually take care
I like that.
of our communities, right, in a way that is responsible. You got the cameras now.
Responsible
Maikaikela,
reforming.
and then Kanaka, don't just take it at face value, right? Like these guys might be turning off the camera and turning on the camera when they're talking to you, or when you talking about your rights, or when you're putting them on notice and you're handing them the paperwork saying, hey, you don't have no jurisdiction to do this. Where is it, right?
Yeah.
So just be mindful of that. We got to experience that on Mauna Kea. The DLNR doctored a lot of their videos, and they have a full camera crew to do that.
Yes.
So they'll selectively choose different angles to show what they want to show and leave out what they want to leave out. So always keep your camera still. Don't rely on their body cam.
But make sure it's on.
And make sure the judge gives you that give you that footage when the time comes.
Yes, the motion to discover. Give me that footage.
Here we go.
Johnny.
All of it, not just a piece of it.
Next up, like always, these knuckleheads. Ole Fedrek. Kako. So mahalo. Kalahui. Yes, Kalahui. Always staying active with the current situations, even though this was a while ago. We coming and we seeing it again through Kai the Great Kahele, right? Always trying to chop up our lands and trying to figure out what Indian tribe we are. And I think that's the call right now that we're seeing from Kalahui, is the urgency, and remember why federal recognition is not good. Because we already experienced it. Numerous family members died waiting. There's continuing to be multiple arrests on Hawaiian homelands. This is under federal recognition and rule, yeah? But somehow, Kaikahele, right? The buttercup gets his green pass straight to Congress, apple pie. And so now we're hearing great talks of federal recognition. What does it look like? Well, Isla's seen what it looks like, right? Ige knows what it looks like. It looks like a bunch of homeless Hawaiians standing on Mauna Kea Access Road, making sure that you don't get up there. That's what it looks like, federal recognition. That we have to fight every access. We have to protect our EVs. And everywhere we go, all across to Maui, with DLNR and all of these EVs and situations, we have so much to overcome as a people that federal recognition already helped us bury ourselves in, right? Because that's what we're living in, is in a federal recognition hellhole right now.
Living the Fed rec, right?
Yeah.
Hawaiian homes.
This is definitely a collusion. I see Senator
plundered and pillaged.
Kahele, right? Mahele, shots. See all these knuckleheads trying to make us a tribe out there. And you know what? Let the tribes live. Give the tribes back their identity and their money. Yeah. We, as Hawaiian nationals, Hawaiian Kingdom heirs, we have our own assets, our own trusts, our own ali'i trust that should be afforded to us, and not be trying to snake off another cousin or family member's line.
Right. Not trying to make a new deal. That's what it seems these guys are positioning themselves to do. In my opinion, that's what Kai Kahele and others now are putting themselves in position to do. Right? They're going to try to reform Hawaiian homes because of how bad it's been. 100 years of mismanagement, neglect, and all the different cases, right, that have been set after that. Yeah. So I see Kai Kahele coming in. And we gotta throw some caution to the wind. I like Kai. I see him at KTA every once in a while.
We like Kai,
right? We like Kai.
I like swimming the Kai.
But Kai, you never even have to really. What's it called? You never even have to campaign to get in, right? First you got in because they slid you in, because Pops. Right. No, you never even have to campaign for this one. You just said some things about Tulsi.
Is it a layup or a free throw?
You threw the mask on at the beginning of the pandemic, right? And you signed up for the Air Force, or you signed up for the troops again, right? The Marines. And then you didn't have to campaign. You didn't have to answer to your constituents. You didn't have to answer to your communities. You didn't have to talk about the issues. You didn't have to say what your position was. You didn't have to tell us, we're going to do federal rec. We're going to do this reform. We're going to do that, right? You didn't have to be accountable to your community. Yeah. And then right before the election starts, boom, you lift them, right? And then, we got a great, shiny young Hawaiian candidate. So, as much as I am proud that a Kanaka from Miloli'i, from Hawaii Island, Yeah, somebody who is Hawaiian, who's
Gotta hold
native
him
Hawaiian.
accountable, though.
Right,
a
somebody
cowboy.
who has the passion and the heart of our people. We heard you step up for Mauna Kea, for Hawaiian homes, right? But what is it really for? What's your agenda? Hard to tell when you stay sliding through on the military fighter jet, right, in the dock, and then you get the gold prize already, cuz. So come talk to your people a little bit. Come voila out a little bit, talk story. You'll find that we are not too happy with the federal rec, the Fed rec, and all of the illegal collaborators and occupiers colluding to keep our entitlements, to keep our resources, and to keep us strapped behind this list and this process that does not acknowledge Hawaiian Kingdom rights, does not acknowledge the injustice, does not acknowledge the proper claimant for the Hawaiian. So, until you're ready for talk story, right?
I hear you.
I get a little bit of la'i for brother, because I wish him the best. He's the second Hawaiian over there, right? I believe it was Akaka. Now we got Kahele.
Kahele, mahele, you
so
lucky, you lucky.
I wish you the best, brother. But you know, we're gonna be back here in the Hawaiian Kingdom, the illegal occupied Hawaiian Kingdom, while you're in DC, the belly of the beast, and we're gonna make sure we remind you exactly what's going on this Mauna in the homestead. And let's chop it up. We got a couple of those issues right now that he can help address.
You guys already put out
right?
put out that ad for workers. You know who the workers are. You better contact. I better not see no cupcakes up in DC.
Right.
Playing around foot games up there.
And don't
you guys better be picking the hammers up there.
Don't you come home smelling like Ed Case either. Yeah. Right.
Pick those hammers up, boy.
The big lobbyists over there in DC showing you the ropes. Don't come home smelling like that. Yeah.
Smelling like that, Kako.
All right, anyway.
Let's get it.
Love you, Kai.
The first half, Kai, we're talking about your shopo that you're going to have to address. So this episode, it's too good to be true. Kauai Police Chief wants full transparency steps forward for the department. But then you have Mr. Luto and the rest of the gang, right? The gang, they don't want the names to be published. The union leaders are fighting to prevent that, saying that the law is unconstitutional, adding that the release of personal records violates officers' right to collective bargaining and due process. Well, I think the public wants to bargain that certain of these cops need to be arrested and going to Guantanamo Bay, because some of these people that you say is unconstitutionally violating, like the Kealoha, unconstitutionally violated everybody that they came across. Mr. Kanashiro was one of the biggest violators that you guys had. So when you guys say transparency and this is going to affect your rights to collective bargaining, the community wants to bargain some of these policemen to jail, for long terms. There's a lot of cops, that smuggle in drugs, contraband to our brothers and sisters and family members in prison. I think we should have these records of these people put out on the public spaces so that we will have full transparency, because Kealoha has showed that the state is not transparent and is fully a corruption entity working in full operations right now. And with that being said, I got to smash on Shopo for continuing to withhold such crucial information that helps protect our community, Kupuna and Kiki. And solution for the chief, police chief Kauai. Hope people get some lahos out there.
Ooh.
Maybe Machiavelli can show you some slabs of pee out there for your courage.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, so I mean, Shopo is suing to stop the release of names of disciplined officers. Right.
The bad apples.
So, it's not, you guys can't even do it in good faith, right? Release the information, be transparent, the Sunshine Law, all these different things that, supposed to at least be some good faith effort on behalf of the people who are tasked and actually paid to serve and protect our communities, right? But now you got your union suing to stop releasing the names of disciplined officers. As somebody who's been violated by the police, by the occupying police arm, I feel like this is not, we cannot tolerate this kind of stuff right now, right? We just talked about the reform, the new body cams, Well, why are you guys trying to take a step back now and stop the release of information that the public needs, that people need to know, how to get through the system, how to bring about justice in instances of injustice, right? So to me, that's just one sneaky tactic, right, to hide more information. Like I said, the police need to be held to a higher standard. We need to expect more from them, to be transparent, to uphold the real laws of the Hawaiian Kingdom, of Ko Hawaii Pai'aina, of this island, of this place. And we cannot do that if you guys are hiding information about the officers who are not doing that, right? We actually need a better process to, do one complaint. It's so hard to do a complaint within the department. It's so hard to get some accountability unless you're suing them.
I think you're right. I think you're right. Yeah.
And so that's something that I believe that's just, it's a shame that we actually have to go through these song and dances of shucking and jiving and suing each other, and one arm of the state doing something that the other arm is stonewalling and stiff arming. So I got a smash on Chopo for that one. As much as I want to help support the officers doing the hard work that they need to do, I also have to acknowledge the fact that it's selective and there's so much corruption.
I don't want apple vinegar, right? If you get the rotten apples in there, take them out. I don't want no apple cider vinegar. Right. When I read the newspaper, or when I see Chief Captain Lutu and the rest of the Oahu Rifle Gang, right? You say the Oahu Rifle Club, right? That's really what they are. They're just an organized gang that continues to pillage, right? And then now they feel like they have to wear a camera. What happened to the camera when everybody's sticking drugs out of the secret stash? Yep. Come on. I mean, next up, we got to go to the COVID freakout, right? For this week, and naturally, right? We always got the scams, and this week, nothing different. For this week.
CARES money, what we got this week?
The COVID claims, Kako.
Right.
So the COVID claim, if you guys have been watching, there's been claims, workman comp claims for the COVID. Wait, is this our claims, our COVID claims.
Claims denied. We start on the bottom.
So our COVID claims denied, right? So there has been a rash of COVID outbreak in Honolulu, right? More than 400 workers have filed for workers' compensation claims to related COVID-19 since the pandemic started. But more than 55%, 230 people out of 425 were initially denied, pending investigation according to the Department of Labor Industrial Relations. And if you guys are wondering who is that, you got to remember the Department of Industrial Relations labor head just left unexpectedly just a few months ago. You guys can go follow up on that story. He ends up leaving off of a 2-month break. He takes a break and he leaves. Now you know why he left.
It's the shit show.
The money, the shit show of the money. These monies are being denied because of what? They're saying it's hard to prove if they have caught it on the job, or if they caught it at Mickey D's or at grandma's house eating potluck. And this is pretty familiar to any workman's comp, right? Before you get hurt, or when you get hurt, they say, he never fought on.
Right. Oh, no.
Oh, he wasn't wearing a strap.
He was on his way to work.
This guy must have been on Tony Yayo before he fell down off of the buildings, right? That's the typical story that the workman comps give.
The cop out.
And so now you have COVID money, $800 million worth of COVID money. And now you have workman's comp doing what workman comp fraud does. They don't distribute. They always tell that you're not sick, you never got hurt. And now we see why money is missing. We're never going to get the full amount because of these kind of situations that we are facing during the COVID. And that's why you guys must look into this more about all the denials of all the workman comps and the continued fraud that the state does with the COVID money. Sorry to the families out there who go through this, essential workers that got sick,
state workers
that demanded
going to work during a pandemic.
All you county
Your
workers.
bosses isn't even masked up. Your bosses isn't even masked
I don't know
up.
why
They're
that
just
there's no.
talking on
Yeah.
right?
I don't know that there's no massive lawsuit that's protecting our Kanaka workers, because I see a lot of Kanaka County workers out there, but I don't see all the other ethnicities, right?
Right.
I just see the Kanakas banging out there with masks on. So with that being said, homework, what you got for the schemes of the workman comp?
I got a smash on the state here. You know, you guys create the situation that's uncontrollable. You allow the virus to get in. You keep the doors open long enough for it to get into your hale. And then you guys don't even wear masks when you stay telling everybody else to wear masks. Now you guys don't want to pay the employees who were put on the front line, were put in harm's way because of your negligence, because of your mismanagement, because of your, frivolous nature. Maybe you guys need to take a break from scamming the people through the rail and through these other projects that you guys are collecting millions of dollars on fraudulent title and fraudulent actions. Maybe you guys need to take a look at our people and what's going on, especially the ones who work for you, and take care of them. And so I believe right now more than ever, we shouldn't be seeing this kind of stuff. We shouldn't be seeing over half of the claims being denied, or over, like a big majority of people waiting for funds during a pandemic.
Possibly they almost died.
Right, like
right?
no more, they're just in limbo. Right now, a lot of our Kanaka are in limbo. Even the ones working for the state.
Oh, but wait,
right?
Mr. Akal can get the defense money worth millions of dollars using fake government names from shots.
Right, that's why,
and the Department
that's
of
what they'll
State.
use. That's what they'll use to say, hey, we gotta be careful. We can't give claims to everybody. We can't prove that these guys got COVID at the workplace. So really, we're not really liable for it. So we gotta put the rest of the 600 million on ice so that we can slide them over to these other projects and fund all our other agencies with the pandemic funds. That's what I see the big scam going on. Kenji Price.
Get him. Come on, Kenji. Slacking on a job.
Bruh, Kenji.
Let's go.
Cousin.
Next one up,
Thought
man.
he was going after these slugs.
Next one up,
Hey,
we got...
You're just making headlines too, huh?
We got to get this COVID deadline approach. So these fundings gives you a little bit more insight of what we're talking about.
Is
yeah.
this the CARES Act?
Yes,
fund?
this is another CARES Act COVID freak out, right? So the funding, right? The approach is coming up, Kako.
The deadline's
next
coming up.
month, right?
Yep.
So November was met with an approximately 20% increase towards economic recovery from last year. So press deadline is ahead. States to finish spending 1.25 billion of CARES Act money. Yeah, 870 million still needs to be used up before the end of the year.
See, that's
says
what
the
I'm saying.
Hawaii Data Collaborative. The data's firm special advisory Jill Tokuda, still they're concerned, right? The card program has spent, a very fraction. They give up all of these numbers, very, very fractions of what they've been spent. But at the end summary, we are still short of millions to be done. And that's happening next month, Kako, when people need rent, back mortgage, food assistance, health assistance, the necessities of life assistance.
Right. We need our monopoly money,
the
guys.
The state is sitting on it, Kako.
Yeah.
Like it's a game. Like this is a game. Stores are not open. People's lives are impacted.
Yeah.
People can't do the normal functions. People are suffering from mental health issues.
Right.
Can't go out, can't communicate, mask up, right? Don't touch, don't talk. And now you're sitting on millions that could possibly turn people's health in a 180-degree angle with substance, with their health, with their housing.
Support resources.
Support and resources. This can all be possible with a stroke of a pen.
Right.
Kako.
Pull
A
that
stroke of a
monopoly
pen.
money right here, right?
This is not even Ige's money. This is not even anyone's money. This is the CARE Acts that was prescribed for the pandemic that we are suffering from. Well, maybe we are not suffering like the politicians, right? the corrupt politicians, those high DHHL officers, those dealing officers, and that's why we gotta smash.
Job security, right? Mismanaging money for
The money
state.
in the
It's
COVID freak out is really causing to show everybody's true colors, right? When the shit hits the fan, the Ige dung beetle, the Ige dung beetle will roll your ass up like a doodle ball. That's what he does. And he'll just roll us up and he'll put us to the side. And that's what we have to remind the state, that this is an illegal occupation. And by the way that they withhold, the police brutality, the information to public disclosure, to the funding that's supposed to go out to the communities. This is a clear example. If you went out there and voted and you say no vote, no grumble, you need to wake up. Because I don't want to hear no Hawaiian Kingdom coming out of your mouth during Makahiki and any other freaking holiday, because you guys are the cause of the sickness. You guys want to play sick, and then you guys want to tell everybody when not to be sick. Homework, I had enough of this COVID freak out.
Yep. There's a lot of sickness right now.
Sickness, man.
You know, and really it all stems from the kala, from the monopoly money, from this fraudulent economic system, and from this value system that really,
a stroke of a pen can change lives.
That's what it is, and they won't stroke them.
I'm not going to stroke a pen, man.
So, we got to definitely smash on the fake state and all the different agencies, allowing for this to continue. The status quo in the fake state of Hawaii, right? Mismanagement of funds, and all this cronyism and nepotism within the power structure, so that it perpetuates and continues. Wake
up.
We need to move forward.
Wake up, Ohana.
With a lot of these things.
So freak out, Paul.
Enough of that freak out.
Now let's get back to the real deal.
Get out of here.
So the real deal, we got to jump into our favorite topic, the Department of Homeless Hawaiians. Yeah, Kako? The Department of Homeless Hawaiians.
Back to the dump.
Who actually, there's multiple rubbish dumps all over Ko Hawaii Aina. Yes, Kako? Yeah, wherever there's Hawaiian homelands, you can find the cesspool and you can find the doo-doo. Yeah? And nothing different here. 300 cars stacked up in Makuu. Yeah? Stacked up where? On Hawaiian homelands. By who? Could be any color, any race, anybody. Yeah? Just like the toilet bowls that go down to the rubbish dump. It's not Hawaiians, it's just dumping. It's majority other people. Because we are the minority. Yeah? We are the minority in our own home country. Yeah? And so when they say, clean up these 300 cars, they did it. You got to remember, Isla threatened, our mayor candidate, Hawaiian candidate, Kaika Marzo. Yeah? When the families, Kale Mano, Anake, right? All the families that went out there to do it without the camera even on.
The Puna families.
The Puna families went there to Malama, and you guys were what we always knew that you guys showed us, love and aloha for the land and for our families. You guys took care of the rubbish. Isla couldn't handle it, so Isla had to go ahead and try and hit Kaika Marzo with two trespassing citations for trying to clean up the Aina.
Right.
So you see, DHHL, this doesn't clean up. You gotta really go out there and do it. Put the pressure underneath them, and then they'll decide to do it. Right. That's why we needed Kaika to win. Yeah? Right. We needed Kaika to win because Mitch Sloth arrests Hawaiians on Hawaiian homelands. That's what Bill Amalaya is trying to do. Yeah? So get you guys...
Criminalizing us for being the solution.
Yeah,
right? Like there's actually neglect and there's actually a need, right? Like 382 vehicles and 700 tires sitting in Hawaiian homelands on agricultural lands, right? And so what is DHHL doing about that? Not very much, right? They're pump faking and threatening the community that's actually organizing and mobilizing and creating the solution, like Ikaika Marzo, like Kalai Manoa, and like the Ohanas of Puna always do. Whenever there's a crisis, whenever there's action, and whenever the Ohanas need to be there, they step up. Tutu pellets coming in the backyard, they're the ones clean the yard, right? Not the state and county. They don't even know where the bathrooms stay. They don't even know how to unlock them, right? So I gotta definitely smash the fake state and DHHL. You know, the headlines say it all here, and like let's take a look at the picture a little bit more easy, because look at that. That's a dump. That's another dump. That's the Puna dump on Hawaiian homelands. Get the Hilo dump on Hawaiian homelands, unlined, freaking creeping up higher than Mauna Loa. Some days look like.
Ka'u get rubbish dumped. Discovery
Ka'u
Harbor,
is
right?
Rubbish dump, right? Kalai,
Kalai, right?
Pu'uali'i, all these different secret areas that DHHL is supposed to be managing. And where you stay, William Isla, you don't even want hard hat when you stay evicting Hawaiians from Hawaiian homes.
Yeah.
You don't even the guts to face the communities that are providing the real solution, right? That are actually stepping up for their communities and doing your job, right? So I gotta smash these
Knuckleheads.
freaking bugs, you know? Get out of here with that crap.
Yes.
And keep them in Honolulu, in your $1 million building, away from the Kanaka of Moku Kiawe.
Yes.
Please, beat it.
Boom.
Anyway.
So how we wrap it up at the back half, we like
Get
to always
something
hit
good,
that.
bro.
We always try to hit it.
Good. I need
So-
some la'i in my
so-
life. I need some la'i in my life.
Heirs of Waiehu Maui, Kako. So if you guys haven't been following, right, the Kauaula
Ula.
Ohana page, go ahead, log on, get updated. Mahalo. Kita,
Kia ika ula
Ahia,
ula.
everybody. You guys got to go watch them. This week we just had some inspiring news. Heirs of Waiehu, yeah. Uncle Henry Mile, yeah. Mahalo. The cops came. You guys had the pala pala. You had the cool shades on.
You had the affidavit.
You guys had everything going for you. And by the time Ahia showed up, you guys just had the shaka. So, if you guys are out there, ko Hawaii Pai'aina, Waiehu Maui, Big Island Moko Ke'ave,
Yeah, every
Moloka Iahina,
Wherever it's cool.
Mano Kalani Po. I see it coming, Kako. This is the year, man.
This is it.
And to the Waiehu Ohanas,
This is the formula.
let's get it, man.
Yeah.
This is what we talk about, man. When I seen this glimmer, that's what I had to say, man. Uncle Henry, I know we never met, but you're my favorite uncle right now too, man. You're up on that board now. So
Yes,
the families out there, we send the aloha and the mahalo out there for standing up, because this is not his first rodeo nor his last.
Nope.
I heard he's been on the boo and he's teamed the boo for quite some time. So we have to learn how to team boos now.
Gotta grab them by the horns, right?
Gotta grab them by the horns.
You can't bullshit a bullhorn.
So with that being said, that's definitely a solution. Waiehu, stand up, Kuleana Lands,
Shout outs to the
Land Commission Awards.
the PPRHU out there.
Get
the
back.
Royal PP. Yeah, not fitting into any pasture of the fake state, and the collaborators and the developers who like to destroy our aina. Mahalo to the Ohana stepping up, like Anakala here, Henry Mayo, and Maui's going off right
Maui's
now.
going
the
off.
Cane Fires is starting again. It's spreading.
Cane Fire.
So keep a close eye on Maui, and Maui too. If you guys need our kako'o and our kokua, reach out.
Yeah.
We kako'o you guys. We support this.
And we gotta smash
we have to
them on the
move
last one, baby.
With Kuleana.
So the heirs, the Kuleanas, step up. Give us the names that you guys looking for, right? We'd like to help relay if you guys got it.
Yep.
For the roll call.
We know this is just the beginning.
Yep.
It's just starting to take off. All the other islands, all the other communities, right? So let's stay pa'a, right? It's our kuleana, ko Hawaii Pai'aina.
Yes. So the last one up on the chopping block.
Going to the top.
We have to go with the shuttle.
All the way up.
Yep, we have to go with these guys. So let's go ahead. No. Let's go ahead. So this last one for today. Hui Ho'olako, non-profit. Paul My Freitas and John McBride.
Johnny Blue
Hawaiian
Eyes.
Village Tours. Yeah? Hawaiian Village Tours. So, Kako, as you know, Halepohaku area, they want to send Hoku down, right? They don't want to decommission, they want to roll it down.
They want to put them right here.
And then they made an expansion of the parking lot without permission from the community. And then now we have somebody say, hey, for the betterment of Native Hawaiians, I got a couple vans that I can go ahead and extort people with. So, where do we go? Where do we go, Kako? We cannot even go up past Halepohaku to go give Ho'okupu prayers on our special days. People blocking us off, right? Chief Ahulao. Cannot even get past the Halepohaku, right? And then now we just have tours, vans that all of a sudden only get one bidder, right? McBride, the winner of the ring, right? He's the lucky winner. He's basically with Freitas, right? I'm skeptical. Because if you have Homestead, if you work for the government, then you shouldn't have the contract. Straight up. This should go for those who are waiting on the death list, that have the money, who inspire to get on a piece of property before dying. That should be the qualification. It shouldn't be somebody's uncle who already has a successful business that runs tours on everywhere you don't even know, right? And then let alone, this is the winner, right? There's no bids going out. There's no, Hawaiian community, do you guys have family members who inspire or who have license or who know culture and history that would want to be a part of this economic revenue, right? But that's not the goal. The goal is not to join, not to help those who don't have. It's to this fat in your pocket during COVID-19.
Yep.
Make sure Hokukea gets down to Halepohaku,
right,
without everybody's arguing.
Another control mechanism.
This is the control mechanism. And that's why homework, my last one, gotta be a smash.
Yep, we gotta smash this. You know, we can see this. This is very obvious. They want to control. They already got a scam up there. They already got a controlled mechanism for how many tour operators could go up there, right, and how much per head they was getting, right? None of which was going to, Hawaiian Homes and other, programs that could have used some of those funds, since you're passing our Aina and you're going on our road. But, that's another story for another day.
No, but
we have those numbers, and we know how much the department could be making off that situation.
So that's correct, Kapole. Thank you for bringing that up, because the numbers that we do have, Oha, we're going to have a meeting soon, right? When everything is all said and done, you guys got a bill coming, right? DHHL, you guys got bills coming.
So these guys are targeting, $500,000 to $1.5 million just based off of these new visitors, this new shuttle system that they want to try. Mm-hmm. But to me, it's just, it's the what's it called? The wolf in sheep's clothing, right? It looks like something good, something that provides a solution for our communities. But really, they're controlling the access to our sacred areas. They're controlling the access to the summit. They're tightening it even further. They're giving access to non-Hawaiians, non-lineal heirs, right? But to tourists, right? Tourism, ecotourism, right? And thrill seekers and non-Hawaiians who want to serve their businesses up on the mountain looking at the stars, not taking care of the aina right under their feet. So to me, I gotta really smash on this. I want to take a little close look at this picture, because at least you can see Haleo Kuhio in this picture. Right now, Hale Kukia I Mauna Kalamai. You can see it in this picture, right? So that's a cool time lapse. But no longer is that Hale there, but they got 4 times the size parking lot built below here, and they set up the Hokukea right over here in that parking lot, so all the tourists can go look underneath Wakia's malo, right? And then meanwhile, our Hale over there turns to rubble, turns to pohaku. We gotta restack the pohakus just for having space for send our pules for malama our pai aina, right, and our sacred places. So I gotta smash the fake state of Hawaii and the Mauna Kea proxy organizations using this to control our access and to force the lineal descendants and heirs of Ko Hawaii Pai Aina, of these lands, of these Wahipana, right? Our kupuna are up there, and you guys think you can stop us at the gate and charge us one head and tell us go when the tourists go.
Right.
Hell no. Hell no. No jurisdiction on Mauna Kea. Just like no jurisdiction in Ko Hawaii Pai Aina. No title to the lands that you guys are operating on. And no respect for the national rights and Kanaka, the Aboriginal people of these lands. So I got to give you the backhand on the back half of this child. Yeah?
Right.
Gotta be.
So.
And really, this isn't the only issue where this kind of thing is happening. This is Mauna Kea. But take a look at all our secret places. Take a look at all our cultural resources. Take a look at places like Waipi'o, right? on
That's
this
coming up.
island.
That's
That's
coming up.
right up. We're gonna talk a story about
So
that.
constitutional oath breaker.
Yeah.
Let's go. Constitutional oath breaker for today, right? We gotta pick one. I gotta go.
What are we doing?
The constitutional breaker. So I gotta pick, right? Oh man, we have to go with. I gotta go with this guys right here, man. Our Shopo police, right? This is my constitutional oath breaker for today, right? Because the chief out in Kauai, right, is making a stand, right? He must have some Hawaiian in him because he has morals. He's making a stand out there while the Shopo are trying to deny claims of any wrongdoing that needs to be exposed. So, Ballard, you guys are the colonizers and the constitutional oath breakers of my week. And who do you got? Homework.
I'm gonna go with the Alphabet Soup Gang today.
Right.
Again, you know, whether it's Mauna Kea Management Board or Department of Hawaiian Homeland, DHHL, MKMB, KSBE, right? All these different other affiliated big landowners, big power brokers collaborating, colluding with the fake state to keep our cultural resources locked up, chained up, fenced off, and selectively, managed and procured and curated, really. So I got to smash on the fake state and all the alphabet soups doing their best to infringe on our rights, the rights of Kanaka, Kanawai, Mamalahoi, and all of our rights, right, to manage to take care of these resources, right, because we are Aina. Kanaka is Aina. So for you to disconnect the Kanaka time and time again from their place, whether it's the top of Mauna Kea, whether it's the valley walls of Waipio, whether it's all the sacred areas in the sands, in the forests, and in the Aina, in the Lepo, in the Pohaku, I gotta smash all you alphabet soup buggers using metal, chain, policies, and colluding with the fake state power, right, to scam, to score, right, taking koa from our mountains, right, taking our cultural resources from sacred areas, right, taking our iwi kupuna from the earth, right. So I gotta smash on all you knuckleheads.
All you fucking knuckleheads,
all
right?
All the soupies.
And before we leave out, right?
All the alphabet soupies.
We got one. Come on, homework.
Yeah, and
where is it at? Where is it at?
And we got a big special shout out today.
Right there. Here you go.
Kahea. E o e na o iwi o kia wawa kupa kama Waipio. Yeah, this is in response to Bill 217. You might have heard us kama ili a little bit about that last week. You know, this new bill the county is trying to push forward to restrict pedestrian access on Waipio Valley Access Road. So this is a kahea from the Ohanas, right? Shout out to Ke Ko'olani, Keopunui. Shout out to all the Ohanas down there. We have a list actually of all the different inoa. It's kind of hard to see here, but this is your kupuna. This could be your kupuna, right?
So we're gonna post this. We're gonna post this on
our news now.
On our news now, we're gonna post the kahea out.
Post this kahea
and the names.
But basically, the Ohanas are making the kahea, guys, right? So, if you have an interest in Waipio, if you're a lineal descendant, don't let your voice be blocked out by the fake state and the cherry pickers and the Hawaii Tourism Authority collaborators
and all the renters down there,
and all the renters, and even the big landowners, supposed landowners like KSBE, who took our lands, Crown and government lands, ended up with them after the plantation era, and are now leasing it back to Kanaka heirs down there. So if your Ohana is on this list, one of the LCAs in Waipio Valley, here's another one, the backside of this list. Plenty Ohanas down there. Something like 80 or so, Ohana, right? So we need to call the Ohanas of Waipio home. That's really what the kahea here is. And so this Sunday, tomorrow, 8 a.m. to 10 a.m. At the Waipio Valley Lookout. That is where you are being called. If you're one of these heirs, if you're one of these Kanaka with an interest in helping the heirs and the lineal descendants of white people.
Be there.
Be there at the Valley Lookout
At 8 o'clock?
at 8 o'clock, 8 to 10.
8 to 10.
And, there's other things you can do, public testimony on that bill, because right now it looks like something good. The headlines are coming out there like, oh, this could be good, this could be this, that. But when we look at the details, right, who's pushing Bill 217? Who is actually the ones mobilizing for this kind of agenda? Is it the Ohanas? Is it the lineal descendants? Is it the heirs of these LCAs, of these Ainas? Some of which have never left, right, who are still there, pa'a like the pohakus in the valley walls. And
Be there.
how are these mechanisms
there,
that
boys.
the county wants to push
Yeah.
accountable to the heirs?
Yes.
Right. So the only way we can make sure that happens is we
Be there.
call out, we be there, we show up. Not
Sorry
just
so
tomorrow.
late. Sorry it was so late,
Right,
man.
right.
There's a 1 day notice. I know that this can be fast, but Lonoikamakahiki, get your ass home, right?
Lonoikamakahiki. There's testimony you can submit. I think the bill is going to be heard on Tuesday.
Right.
So that's why it's good to
Show up. Show up.
speak out, step up, and don't let them do whatever they like do, right? We have our kuleana.
So mahalo, Tita. We'll see you tomorrow.
We'll see you out there.
See you
Look
on
at
the
that.
map.
Oh, check that pala pala.
Right.
So there's a little visual, all those little lines in there. That could be your ohana. That could be a sacred place that needs caring, extra care. And you won't be able to do that if the county and the state and the big landowners that is pimping it out for ecotourism under the guise of taro farming, right, are just left to do whatever they like to without the ohanas. So
Let's get 'em.
Kanaka step up.
Kanavai their
The
ass.
Kanawai Mama Lahoi must continue. We must continue to assert and exercise our rights. O ko Hawaii pai aina, and it starts with access. It starts with our being able to travel to these sacred areas in our ahupua'a, in our wahipana. And so mahalo again to the ohanas out there, the wahine koa, the kupuna, the kane, and the kamali'i who will take this kuleana from us.
Let's go.
Right? And one day we will return to our full glory. Right? One day we will return. Like they say, bro, until we malama da iwi kupuna, till we malama da aina kupuna.
Look at that. Look at that.
The Hawaiian Kingdom will continue to look like the
Look
fake
at
state.
that shit.
Right? So, it's ho'omae mae.
That being said,
Ho'okuikahi,
rapid aloha.
ho'olokahi.
Who we got?
And this
So,
Lonoikamakahiki, my bridge.
and it's bite your eye.
Yeah.
Bite your eye every
Bite it.
time when you can get it. If you can get it, if you're lucky enough to get it.
Yes.
So go ahead, check him out. You know where
Hey,
he's
half
at.
an hour
Down in the
on-
homestead.
Half an hour they're going to be open, I think so, yeah?
Right? Right? After an hour, they're going to be open, Kako.
We get the late show today. Mahalo to everybody tuning in for the late side of the dark side.
With that being said,
Oh,
Keo
yes.
kaha today, Lonoikamakahiki.
Aye,
Right? Show him, show him, show him.
There it is.
Lonoikamakahiki.
Yeah, no, kia kualoa.
Okay, Kako.
Go follow the signs,
Go
guys.
follow the signs.
Stay in
Tomorrow we see you at
alignment.
Waipio, 8 o'clock
8
at the
o'clock
lookout.
at the lookout
Dress
for all the
warm.
airs.
Bring your fruits and stuff for your keikis. It's going to be a 2-hour that you're never going to forget.
Right.
And let's
right.
get connected.
And all you guys out there celebrating, aligning yourself, standing kupa'a to the earth, giving your back to the aina.
Right.
I feel you, baby. The
That-
healing. the
And
tummy.
wait.
Tummy.
One more. Right here, the extract. If you ever got it on the Kamukanavai, here we go. Get your extract. Get your kava fix down at the kava bar. Are we open this today?
Check
We
us
open?
out.
We open?
We open every day.
Go get it.
Every day. Corner.
Go get the side bowls. Go get
Coconut
everything
Grove.
that's there, boy. The
Go crack
Coconut
your
Grove.
Baby. Crack those coconuts.
Make sure
at the
CDC
Grove.
guidelines approved there, though.
Yep, mask up. Baby.
Mask up. With that being said, kualoha aina.
What's up?
Mask up.
Love you guys. Keep banging them. Don't ever stop.
Sleep is for when we die.
Yeah. Even then, cause